So let's get fucking into it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Barroom Boys. I'm Mondo here with Beav and Hodska, and on today's episode, we got a bunch of fun stuff. We're going to do our regular intro, hit him with the weapon of the week. We're going to hit Brett Favre, his little lawsuit that he's got going on, and we're going to have the man, the myth himself, Mr. Evan Smeej Joseph, hopping right on this podcast, this episode today, and we're going to hit everything NBA. From trade deadlines to LeBron stuff to Malik Beasley and Scottie Pippen being on the same team. Scottie Pippen Jr., by the way. Super Bowl halftime show draft to wrap all of this up. It's going to be a good day. How we doing, boys?
I'm doing pretty well. It's nice to be back with the boys. I'm in the dark here. That's where I do my best podcasting. So I'm looking forward to today.
Man. Yeah. Doing all right. Been busy a lot as of recently, this past week especially, but now I finally have some free time moving forward, so looking forward to that.
Very nice, very nice. Love to hear it. So, yeah, let's just hop right into it. We'll go weapon of the week first, so who wants to go?
I'll start off with my weapon of the week. My weapon of the week for this week is North Korea. They had a parade today where they kind of displayed all their nuclear missiles that they've been building over the last few years. I think they had like around 20 intercontinental ballistic missiles that are capable of reaching America. We've already known that Kim Jong-un is a crazy bastard and he probably won't do anything with those. Just the fact that they have them is pretty scary. And yeah, North Korea is just a crazy place.
Yeah, Hod.
Yeah, my weapon of the week is also a country, and it's China.
Those damn Asians.
Yeah. Something's going on.
Relax.
Something's going on in that continent that we just need to figure out what is going on. But yeah, I just thought it was very funny how they said they weren't spying on us, but they were spying on us, and we found the technology that they were spying on us. And then the whole like State of the Union address thing when Biden mentioned it was pretty funny. So yeah, that was my weapon of the week.
I don't think Biden even like touched on it really. He didn't say anything about the balloons. He just said like we're not.
It was like foreign affairs, the way he addressed it, and then like afterwards, he didn't say it at the podium, but like reporters were asking him and everything like that, and he was just like, "Oh, I had no idea." And then yeah,
what a mess.
But I just don't know what they were trying to spy on us for. Apparently just like technological, like our advancements, but like if you have a balloon in the air just going over the United States, and especially the important states like Montana and Idaho,
it flew
you're gonna
through
find
the
out
least
so
like
much
technological area I've ever
you're gonna
seen.
find out so much information.
Yeah, I just think they like fucking with us just to, nothing's happened in a while, just to kind of test the waters and see how we'd react. That's pretty much all it was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was hilarious. I could see us sending one back though, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Well, we spy on them too. Like it's not a one-way street here. Like
no, everyone spies on everyone. Like it's not that
our
surprising.
balloon's gonna be like purple with like a smiley face on it, and just be with like a little middle finger emoji.
It's gonna be red, white, and blue with a goddamn bald eagle.
Yeah.
Red, white, and blue, little beer logo on it.
Budweiser. The Budweiser.
Just plays
we
war
should send a Goodyear blimp over, see what they do.
Yeah.
Probably not much. probably wouldn't make it too far. All right, my weapon of the week this week is the turkey quake. It has unfortunately killed over 21,000 people. It really sucks to see. There's a lot of GoFundMe's out there. I recommend donating to it. But yeah, the quake got bodies, so it's got to be the weapon of the week, right?
This has been Barroom Boys.
As fucked as it is, it's just like, but yeah, donate to GoFundMe's.
people in Turkey have GoFundMe's, bro. I'm pretty sure like you can donate to like humanitarian
Well,
efforts.
yeah, you
Yeah,
can do
that's
that, but
that's
GoFundMe is always like the easiest one because you know where it goes.
I mean,
You know any people in
I
Turkey
mean,
with?
Haiti had an earthquake years ago, and they haven't gotten that relief money yet.
Well, I mean, I don't think
I mean, like,
I I wouldn't donate to a GoFundMe. That's just me.
yeah. You donate to like a society organization rather than like the country itself, or a someone's GoFundMe that's be like, help, I lost everything. Like, yeah, like you donate to that, but just you want to donate to society as a whole where it'll get the most impact rather than just donate to like one person's situation.
well,
Because
you
there's
can
one.
get creative with it too. Like,
You
that's the
can't
cool
agree.
part. Like with GoFundMe, it's like they're raising money to get toilet paper to fucking Turkey or a
You're right.
toothbrush.
You're
So
not
you
right.
can like pick and choose what you want to send.
I think they're worried
Maybe I
about
don't
more
want
than
to send like a newspaper and a can of soup.
I think
Maybe
they're
I
worried
want
about
to
more
give
than toothbrush.
toothpaste and like a bucket of paint. Like I don't know, but I can decide on GoFundMe.
They might need that bucket of paint.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, donate, help them out. I've already donated. I don't know about you guys, but
I've
What
yeah,
did
done.
you donate? Did you donate to a GoFundMe?
yeah, dude. They like those people that like have it on their story, like here, help
Yeah.
Turkey. So I just clicked one and donated a couple bucks. I'm not filthy rich. I can't really make a big impact, but a couple bucks here and there sprinkled in could buy a
Nice
nice Turkish
bucket
kid
of
a
paint,
donut.
toothbrush.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
work organization, they were basically just like, they had like a link where basically it was essentially because we got like paid this week in terms of like for biannual, and they were like, we can take basically an hour of your pay of like what you're supposed to be getting paid and put it towards the like one of the charities going affecting like Turkey. So
that's
that's
cool.
what I did. So
All
I just
right.
told them.
No, it's just scary stuff. Um, I'm glad. I mean, I guess I'm fortunate that I live in Florida. We don't have earthquakes here,
No,
but there
yeah.
are places in America that are at serious risk of having a major earthquake. California, they
Yeah.
haven't had one in a while, so scary stuff. And you can't predict it either. It's not like a tornado or a hurricane or weather event, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
never know when it's coming.
No, you do not. You know, it's a very scary thing, but it's not going to bring down the vibes of the episode. I can promise you that. So, boys, how much do you know about this Brett Favre situation?
If I'm being honest, I know absolutely nothing about it.
I
Okay.
mean, from what I know, he swindled money from the state of Mississippi and used it to fund the volleyball program at his daughter's school.
Among other private ventures, yes. So, it was $77 million in welfare fraud scheme. Like that's what the whole thing is.
Mhm.
And basically Brett got caught
Yeah.
and he's like denying it as people do. But now he's launching a lawsuit against people who have been talking about it in the media for defamatory allegations.
It's like kind of
He
like
targeted he targets two people in particular, Shannon Sharp and Pat McAfee.
I
what
mean,
what are your thoughts before I get any further into the legal stuff here?
I mean, I think it's stupid. I think it reminds me of Patrick Reed, the golfer, kind of suing everybody who says anything bad about him for like $500 million. There's
yeah.
no way he's gonna win. Like it's clear that he was in the wrong and he totally defrauded like millions of poor people.
Yeah,
For
it's like there's one of like it's like one of those cases where I can just call like Braverman or you like a stupid idiot, and then you could sue me for like defamatory actions if it was like in public. It's just like it's not worth the time and effort. Like, yeah, you could try to get a bag out of it, but I mean, do you
Yeah.
really want to go through the entire fucking process of that?
I think this is all for publicity because his name's just been thrown around in bad light the last few
It's not
months.
even for publicity. I didn't hear about it until like it was we put it in the until Mondo put it in the sheet like 5 minutes
Well,
ago.
you probably didn't really hear about it because technically he's not charged for it. He has like a $1 million fine or something like that. But he's like a big name involved in a extremely serious case, you know. So that's
So he,
why I brought it up. And then, it was kind of big news on Twitter because Brett Favre's a clown for that, suing people.
so it's like
But
his partners or his like venture group.
what?
It's not just him. It's not just like solely him. It's like a
No, it's like a
business
whole squad of goons just thieving money away.
that he's like a part of or he's invested in or
He's
is
like
he,
associated or something, allegedly. So we don't get sued. Allegedly. It's
doesn't
all
mean
alleged.
yeah, that doesn't mean anything until it's
There,
proven.
now we're making the long-term plays. It was alleged. Um, but let me get into kind of the more specifics of it and why it could be an awesome, awesome opportunity for Pat McAfee and Mr. Sharp. So when they do something like this, they do a deposition, and in that deposition, the defendants, who are, I guess, in this sense, Pat McAfee and Shannon Sharp, get to ask questions to Brett Favre, any kind of questions they want, and he has to answer truthfully under oath. Now, what I want to get into with this is if you were put in that situation where you had to ask questions, who would you have in the chair and what would you be asking them? Anyone ever? That's what I wanted to get into.
I would probably sit down Jeffrey Epstein and like ask him like who was diddling those little girls. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Okay.
Uh, I mean, it's kind of already been done, but I'd ask OJ if he did it or not.
Well, we already know that.
You already know if he did it or not?
Yeah, he's already lied under oath. Like he's not gonna tell you.
I mean, I'd still like to hear him say it, like right in front of me and ask
That's
the
true.
question.
Just some confirmation. Maybe he'll say it like on his deathbed, so we all just finally get the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Mondo?
I don't know. I just kind of popped up in my head. I didn't really think about it. I guess ask LeBron if he really knew if Kobe was going to drop 81 that night. That's what I want to know. Is LeBron lying or not?
Some probably. I mean, maybe like Neil Armstrong. Like, tell me what the moon was like. I don't know, something like that.
Maybe Trump, did you actually, did you actually touch the puss? Like, yes or no? Straight up.
Pretty
Wow.
general question.
Yeah.
I'm sure he did.
I'm sure he has.
Yeah.
Oh. Is everyone frozen?
No,
Oh,
I'm letting the awkward pause ride
oh,
out.
I thought I was frozen.
I'm
No,
trying to
I
think
was just
of
letting it
someone
ride.
else.
I
Yeah,
wanted you
that's an
guys to
interesting
feel
question.
bad for making me feel bad.
If you asked us the question and then when we went to ask you it back, you went down on the
Bro, I
spot.
straight up wasn't ready.
You catch us off guard with the questions, and then we throw it right back at you, and you're just like, no.
Bro, I just wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared.
Well, I think
I
Epstein
low
would be a
key
good one.
thought of that segment on the spot. Like that wasn't planned at all. That's why I was startled.
I think Epstein would be a good one because like the names that would be revealed would probably shock you, like
Yeah,
actors,
yeah,
powerful billionaires,
yeah.
celebrities.
I'd like the one thing I'd really like to know is like who the fuck like DB Cooper was because his identity has never been.
That's a great question, bro. What
But
happened?
like you can't really like sit like the one person down and be like, "Yo, are you DB Cooper?" Because they've cases went on for 48 years until they finally put it a close.
Yeah, what do
So
you think, Hog? You think he survived the parachute?
I think I think he survived the parachute. I think he fled the country and got away with it.
Wow.
But you never know. Like it's just all like the tales. Like how was the money dug up? How was like in 2 days? Like if he just fell out with the money, surely it would have just been sitting there, like on the beach. How is it in the sand? Like all the shit after that you've heard, like where the parachute was never there. Like who knows? But I like that's something that's always been bugging me since I did like a report on it my junior year of high school. So that would be kind of cool for me to like finally get the answer to that. Like who the fuck is it?
Yeah, for all the listeners that don't know what we're talking about, just look up DB Cooper and read his story. I mean, it's wild.
Yeah, crazy. It was the 50th year anniversary or something like that recently too.
Yeah, that's something that would just simply never happen in today's times.
Oh yeah, no. No
No
shot.
chance.
Like I want to know like the entire thing. Like did he actually have a bomb on board? Like um where exactly like he jumped like even though they have like an idea like
Yeah, but just into like the wilderness, like there's no way of knowing. It was pitch black out.
yeah like if he was still alive like and it was him or like how was like the escape route besides like jumping out of the plane because that's all like everyone else knows so that'd probably be mine.
I probably have a few questions for Michael Jackson because I feel like he was doing like some like sus things behind the scenes, like
Yeah,
his pigmentation and
uh,
also touching little children. Uh,
yeah,
just kind of ask him about like his childhood because it's probably pretty rough.
you can ask him what race he is, get to the bottom of that if he's black or white.
Yeah. Ray Lewis, didn't Ray Lewis kill somebody?
Ray Lewis killed someone. Yeah,
Probably ask him about that.
yeah.
Interesting.
No,
Interesting.
there's a lot of like interesting characters that you could like throughout the years, whether it's like like a general like athlete, a high profile celebrity, or just like someone that like we just seen on the news or like even so.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of went into like a stare when you were talking about DB Cooper. I had no clue who that is.
you never
So
heard that case,
no, I not once. So I
bro?
really didn't know what you were talking about, but
He basically like hijacked an airplane, but he did it like
Yeah,
so methodically, and then he jumped out of the plane.
what?
bro,
Yeah.
this is like the most like famous case that never got solved in the history of
Yeah,
like
it's the
U.S.
only
like
like unsolved uh
FBI case.
of
That's
airplane like piracy.
yeah, it's
Interesting.
not.
That's actually kind of wild. I'm gonna look it up after this.
Yeah, I'm like.
They had him or he had the people on the plane lower the like the steps of the plane like on the bottom of the plane, and he like kind of parachuted out with like like they I think like he made them land the plane and then gave them parachutes and money, and then
No, yeah. So he was on a flight from, I believe, San Francisco to Seattle, or
yeah, short
somewhere
flight.
from like California West Coast to Seattle. And it was a waitress, and he writes a note to the waitress that says like, "I have a bomb on board. Meet like here's my demands to not like explode it." And he's just like, "Everyone can get off the plane. We land in Seattle. I need $200,000, and the staff just stay with me." So the U.S. complied. He got the $200,000 like all in $20 bills. So they had the serial number, so they were gonna track it no matter what when the first time like the money was spent. And then he requested to fly from like Seattle to like Mexico City or something like that. And then like some at some point in like Nevada area, like really kind of on Seattle, Nevada border. he just jumped out of the plane with a parachute and the money, and then you've never heard of him since. In the case, it happened in like 1971.
Yeah,
That's wild.
he asked for like 4 parachutes just in case like they
Yeah,
tried to, like give him some broken parachutes.
yeah. And then they like have discovered like in like a landing spot where then like some of the serial numbers like were apparently dug up on like a little beach and like on like near a river in Nevada, I think. And like the serial numbers match the serial numbers that the money was given to DB Cooper, but it was like buried and they found it in like a brown bag, like $10,000. So either he left money there or like fell out and just somehow got in a brown bag, and I don't know. So it's like one of the many mysteries of like this country, like probably the biggest mystery
It's
of
crazy.
for the FBI at least. It's like the only case the FBI hasn't solved.
Isn't the Zodiac killer one? What's that? Isn't that like a guy here? Never found, murdered a bunch of people.
Yeah, he was a guy.
Big star guy.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever found him.
Yeah, but like DB, I'm surprised you never heard of DB
I
Cooper.
heard they
He's
might
been
have.
in like a lot of movie references, like TV show references,
I'm
like
sure I've definitely heard the name. I just don't know like the story behind it.
yeah.
So that was actually the first time I heard about it. So I'm definitely gonna look up more about it.
Mhm. It's kind of
Um,
nuts.
Beef, I heard that they might have found the Zodiac killer or like figured out who it was.
I
Yeah,
think they figured out who it was, but I think that the guy, like the
Didn't he
Zodiac,
die already?
yeah,
I thought it was Ted Cruz.
That's wild.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but no one ever knows who DB Cooper was. There's been like 4 people that like on their deathbed have said like I am DB Cooper or like I have something to tell you to like their wife and whispered like I'm DB Cooper, but like does um like the description that the people on like the staff on the plane gave didn't match up to the people's names and like yada yada yada. So like no one ever knows who it was. So the
So
guy got
wait,
away with it.
is DB Cooper like his actual
No,
name
no,
or
it's
is that
No,
just made
no,
up?
that's like his
That's
his
like a John Doe type
yeah.
thing.
yeah. No, that was what he actually told. He like that was his name when he signed up for the flight when he flew.
Yeah, like that was like his like his ticket was under DB Cooper, so no one knew his real name or like
Yeah, that
identity.
name's sick. That's a,
Yeah.
that's a dope name, bro.
It is
DB Cooper.
really
Well, like I don't know, I don't. It wasn't DB Cooper, but it was like Drew or like something D, and then like his initial was like B, but he went by DB or something like that.
Hmm.
So yeah,
unsolved mysteries,
Interesting.
man.
yeah,
Is there
Never
a
know.
Netflix thing on it? There's gotta be.
There is.
yeah,
Yeah,
there,
I'm watching that for sure.
yeah, there is.
100%.
yeah.
Um, I mean, should we invite the great Smeej on?
I think it's time.
Think it's
Yeah,
time. All right. We'll be right back. We'll get him on. Give us a second. Holy shit, look who it is. Guys, it's just like magic, I swear. Out of nowhere pops up a Smeej. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
Good to see you all. It's been a minute.
Yeah, what you been up to, dude?
Dude, I'm hanging out in the city right now. Law school is picking back up. So just been busy with that. But yeah, it's nice to have a little break from the books and join the boys on the pod. So thanks
Yeah,
for
that's
having me on.
good.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of law school, Smeej, we've been having a little interesting, discussion this episode. I guess let's start here. What do you know about DB Cooper?
Oh, that was the guy who jumped out of the plane, right? And was never
yeah.
seen again.
Maybe I'm
Yeah.
just the only one. Do you know who DB Cooper is? Have they taught you in law school?
Nah, so we don't teach those like kind of cases. I've just started crim actually. But I know I've known who he is for a little while. I think Beeve and I watched a video of DB Cooper in his room last year, and
Yeah,
he was
yeah. It's like one of
yeah,
those
Sure.
yeah.
BuzzFeed unsolved mysteries. Those go crazy.
Oh,
He's
I
put
watched that
on a
same video
crazy
before.
amount of documentaries.
Bro.
Yeah.
Like, I think they try to make a spin on it in Loki last summer. They try to like pin Loki as DB Cooper. If y'all get the chance to watch that, but
But so Smidge, we've been discussing this topic. So if you had one person to kind of sit down and kind of ask them like under oath something that you wanted to find out the truth about, who would it be and what would you ask them?
Dead or alive?
Yeah.
Anybody ever.
Probably
Multiple people if you want.
Probably Harvey Oswald. Did he kill JFK? I think that's one of the main ones.
Ooh,
Especially with all the files that just came out too.
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. And if he acted alone, why
Yeah,
not?
yeah.
Maybe Kyrie Irving is in Dallas to figure that out.
Dude. He's such a weird dude.
Bro.
Yeah. What did y'all say?
Oh, that's how he got on. I said DB Cooper, like whoever like actually was it, because obviously like no one ever is known. It's like been 50 years and the FBI closed its case like over 48 years of investigation. So
Yeah.
I said that. And then I also said OJ Simpson just for like personal like did he actually do it? Just so like he could tell me face to face and
Did you see
probably lie to my face.
Did you see the Nelk interview with him? And he goes, I'm not getting into that.
Yeah.
And they try to get him out of him so bad.
Yeah.
I said Epstein.
What would you ask him?
I would just ask him like who did you see doing some illegal activities?
Island. Yeah, I don't know if you've been like on Twitter like following that, but there was a list that leaked on Twitter, and Donovan Mitchell's name was on that list.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
he
know
is.
for sure. We know like with 100% certainty that Bill Gates was doing some such shit on that island.
Yeah, man. The whole
Like,
thing is
Maybe
incredible.
Bill Clinton,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's been a name that would definitely
Hillary Clinton.
Donovan Mitchell.
Also, have y'all heard of that case in Italy where this teenage girl just like went missing at the Vatican?
No.
Oh,
Yeah. So
When did
like
was
this
this
happened in like the 80s, and it's like probably one of the most famous unsolved cases in Italy. And there's a Netflix doc on it too. I haven't seen it. I just kind of read about it. And it was like this girl, and like there's people that live in the Vatican that aren't like associated with the church. It's like a small country, but like there's still, a small number of people that just like live there. And like she was just like a regular Italian girl. And
Yeah.
I think she like skipped school one day. And like the last they saw of her, she was in like an open plaza. And
Wow.
she
Yo,
was,
Steve, that's kind of reminds me of the Elisa Lam story.
yeah, bro, that's another one too, man. Lisa Lamb.
Yeah.
What
Steve
happened?
spent like a week and Jonathan Sheep trying to watch Elisa Lam videos on YouTube.
Yeah, that thing is weird, bro. I will never understand that because like she was found like 3 days later after like this infamous video of her like in and out of an elevator, and she was found in a like a water tank above the hotel that she was at. And they didn't like discover her until like some guests of the hotel complained that their water was like coming out discolored and it was like smelling. So they checked the water tank and they found a dead body.
So fun.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's
Wild, bro. Oh, speaking of other cases, Carol Baskin, innocent. How about that? That's pretty big news. You hear?
Who said that?
Apparently they found Don or
I'm
whatever
not
the
buying
hell his
that.
name is.
That's not true.
You think it's a double?
Oh yeah, I don't think it's Don.
It could be a
You have a history of believing the doubles, Beef. I'm
it
not
could be a
gonna lie.
publicity stunt because aren't they doing like another season of it? Didn't they just get renewed or
Dude,
something?
I don't know. I didn't watch season 2.
I didn't even
Yeah,
watch
season 2 is so whack.
I heard it was terrible.
I watched the first season and then I gave up. But think I saw in the news that they were like doing another one like a couple months ago. It started, so maybe it's like press up to that. Maybe the guy's alive. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think he's been eaten by some tigers a long time ago.
Yeah. I might be the only
Check
person
the septic tank.
who's never
Check
seen.
the meat grinder.
The meat grinder. Beef.
Check the floorboards.
Yeah. All right. I forgot what I was gonna say. Anyway, Smeej, where do you want to start, dude? There's so much trades, records. What do you want to do?
I think generally we should start where Smeej is currently or near in New York. Like let's just start with all the Brooklyn Nets drama because
Oh, what do you mean?
we have an
Talk
entire
about
new team.
the Knicks getting Josh Hart?
Hey, bro, that's a duo right there.
The
Hart
video
and Brunson.
reacting to
That
Hart.
was sick.
He's got Giannis though. He was freaking out. Like Josh Hart is a good player. Don't get me wrong, but
Weren't they like college roommates too, and let alone
Yeah,
college?
they were
roommates?
boys.
they're tight.
Yeah.
They're tight. But yeah, no, it's a good pickup for them. I know they were in talks to get some other players too. I know Zach LaVine was one of the guys they were trying to get, but that never ended up panning out. They ended up keeping him. I'm a little disappointed myself because my Miami Heat didn't do a jack today.
Yeah, really let us down.
Thumb is like sore from just scrolling on Twitter the entire day and refreshing, and nothing. We got nothing. But it was interesting waking up and seeing the KD news. That's
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous. Yeah.
That was nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I guess start to finish, let's talk about the absolute catastrophe that is the Brooklyn Nets franchise.
Yeah. So
Holy shit.
I got a question for you guys. Do you think that this Nets team that we just saw was the biggest failure in NBA history? Because I've had that debate.
Absolutely.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can make a case. I was thinking the '03 Lakers too with Malone, Kobe, Shaq, but
Yeah,
I
but Malone was getting older.
Malone was like, yeah, end of his career. I
right.
mean, they're all kind of like, yeah, they're older guys, but like still all of them individually are top 20 players in the league.
I think when you look at this Nets team, though, you just think unlucky. I mean, they only played 16 games together. Harden, KD, and Kyrie.
Well, that's one person's fault in particular.
Mhm.
Harden was on the team for what, just a little over a year. But yeah, man, like once Kyrie left, everyone was kind of wondering what KD was going to do, and I know they came out today that if they weren't going to deal him before this season, that if shit went south for them, the middle of the season they would deal him, and that's exactly what happened. I was hoping it was going to be the Heat, but I don't know. Apparently, he wanted to go to the Suns.
You think they're the favorite in the West now?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's funny. Like a week ago, John Morant's like, "I'm happy being in the West," and then
Bro, the
that
NBA and NBA Twitter hate Ja Morant. I have never seen such a fall from grace. It's wild.
Morant's been wild.
It's mainly his own doing, right?
Yeah, he just acts like a fucking thug.
Bro,
Like,
I love that man.
You read
I
the
love
story. He was trying to shoot someone. He was trying to shoot a Pacers fan. Like what?
Not him, but his
It was
boys.
Posse, yeah. It was his entourage.
Bro,
But
Ja is like the one player in the league where it's like if I had to pick someone, like I could pick anyone in the league to join this current Celtics roster right now, I'd pick Ja Morant.
what do you mean? You guys got Mike Muscala today.
Yeah. You know how much I knew about that? I came downstairs to go work out after work today, and my dad knew about that. And I didn't even know about it. My dad's like, "Oh, do you see who the Celtics picked up today?" I'm like, "No, who?" And I immediately go on Twitter. I'm like, "Oh, this bum, great."
sports pod host, by the way. Gotta love it. It's
JB.
all right, Hot. I was kind of in the same boat.
Yeah.
Just tough.
I was like, "All right, we lose Jalen Brown, and then we replace him with Mike Muscala. Great, cool."
So, Paul, do you like Ja Morant because he said the Celtics are the only team in the league that he's scared of?
No, I just like him because he's like a freak athlete, and that like every single play, like every single time he has the ball, it's basically like could be a highlight reel, and
Mhm.
he's a
Derrick
dog.
Rose, man.
Yeah, he's like I've had that debate with my friends, like D Rose or Ja, like in both in their prime, and it's pretty even in my opinion right now.
I think Ja's got to win MVP first. D Rose MVP D Rose is one of the best MVP seasons in history. One of the best.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It
I don't
only
agree.
lasted 2 years.
I
Ja's
don't
boom.
agree with that though.
Really?
Like, don't get me wrong. I love D Rose. I love his story. I love that he got MVP.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the MVP. And we all know that.
Evan, he was, no doubt. He was the best player in the league.
Yeah, he was. He was
Over
unstoppable.
LeBron, over D Wade. I think LeBron and D Wade were both in the running. That was when KD started to come up too.
Kobe.
You couldn't guard. Yeah, Kobe. You couldn't guard. Nobody could guard D Rose that year. And yeah, when we played him in the Eastern Conference Finals in 2011, I was pretty scared. I'm not gonna lie. He carried that entire team.
Oh yeah, that team was
Mhm.
trash besides him. I mean, they had what? Kirk Heinrich, Luol Deng, Joakim Noah, go Gators.
Carlos Boozer.
Yeah, Boozer.
Booze.
Hogan's too, if y'all
Yo,
remember.
y'all remember Carlos Boozer's like spray hair?
Yeah, man.
Crazy
Aren't
time.
his sons like disgustingly good in high school too?
Yeah.
Carlos
He's
Boozer.
filthy. Filthy.
Don't
Yeah.
they play in South Florida?
Yeah, they live in Miami. Yeah. My one of my boys saw him on a plane once and dapped him up and called him LeBron, and he got pissed.
Well, Smeej, speaking of LeBron, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I think when you see him break that record, I think the first thing that pops in your mind is obviously the GOAT conversation, and how good of an accolade that is over Jordan. But I mean, just living in the moment as an NBA fan, I think it was so cool to watch. Like I was watching it and it was literally like me and my roommate were watching it here, and we literally like high fived and we're shouting for him to get it. So, so just all that like debate like aside, like I think just watching it live was a really cool experience, and like knowing too that like that guy was on the Heat
Yeah.
and seeing him live multiple times was pretty cool.
Also, just knowing that record's not going to be touched for if the last one
Oh,
wasn't touched
bro.
for what 38 years almost.
I mean, he's gonna play at least 2 more.
Yeah, this won't be touched in probably 50 years, if that, and it's going to take someone special to do it.
Think could break it? Who do you think could break it in the NBA right now?
I don't think anyone in the
In
current
the
league
NBA
right
right
now.
One guy. I think there's one guy.
For regular season, who do you think? Giannis or Luka?
Luka.
Yeah.
If
he-
anyone, it's him. But even then, I
He
don't see it.
could, but I mean, LeBron was what 18 when he joined the league. Luka was what 20,
19. I think he was 19.
19. All right, so he's just got to play until he's like old as shit.
I think the most impressive part of it all, though, is when you think LeBron James, you don't necessarily think of pure scorer like Kevin Durant or
Yeah, you don't consistently think of him dropping like 40, 50 points a game. You think of him as like he'll drop like
playmaker.
28, 9, and 8.
and
Yeah.
now you have to. You don't have any excuse not to look at the guy as a phenomenal scorer, being obviously number one on the list. So I think that in itself is just overwhelmingly impressive for him. Yeah, and I was definitely happy for him too.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron's one of the few people in the NBA with that ability to turn it on and off when he feels like it.
Yep.
So, I mean, just saying he's not a pure scorer in the regular season, like that's fine. But look at the playoff numbers.
Yeah,
That man carries franchises in the playoffs.
he is lucky though that he hit it in the third quarter because he turned it off immediately in the
Oh,
fourth.
yeah, 100%. Dude.
I think he scored 2 points in the fourth. It's funny.
Exactly.
He was mic'd
People
up.
paid like 60, like however much $1,000, the highest tickets to be at that game. And if he only scored 2 points and was like 4 points away going into the third quarter, they would have shot him.
Bro, people were paying $90K to go to the Bucks game. That's
yeah.
Mondo,
The Lakers got extremely lucky that they were both at home.
What's
Like
up,
both
Beav?
this week.
I was gonna say you tweeted about this, but I kind of have a strong opinion about people that pay like $10,000 to see this, and then they're watching it through their cell phone,
Bro.
that they're probably never gonna watch again, or just to prove to other people that they were there.
Look, my problem is with the take. You put MJ's photo right, above LeBron's, and you go, look here, no phones. And then here's like, oh, and that's everyone's recording here.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no fucking shit, bro. There was no camera phone back then. Like, that's ancient times in terms of technology. No one's gonna fucking record it because they can't. They have no way. It was like the most low IQ take I've ever seen on Twitter.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's not like you can go on
fucking
Instagram
mind.
like 30 seconds after and see a higher quality video of the moment. Like you
Or
can
Twitter,
keep your ticket
yeah.
or something. Like you don't have to look through a camera lens. Watch it with your own eyes.
Whoa! Now I get to watch and record it.
Yeah, but no,
just like everyone in the stadium did.
There were some people that weren't. They were just straight up looking through their phones.
I think it was just a horrible take by that person on Twitter.
I
They
guarantee you,
needed to be shared.
if cell phones were around in '98,
Oh,
Everyone's
100%. It would be
recording
the
it.
same. It would be the same. I'm just saying, like, this generation is just so like wired to their phones. It's weird. Like just seeing like the comparison between the two generations, like even though they didn't have camera phones, like it's still crazy to see.
It's
Like,
funny too, because everyone always tells you to like live in the moment and like take everything like you see for granted, and then you just see people like, oh yeah, like just watching it through your phones when you can get like a better video of it, like just on Twitter or something like that, and save it to your camera roll, but
I think
still have the memory.
the main thing is social media. People want to upload it and show
Oh
all the.
yeah.
oh yeah,
I
no,
mean,
it's not for them. It's
Let
for
me
everybody
flex
else.
how much money I have real quick.
I mean, think about it this way. You get, the best, like this is just a hypothetical. You get the best picture out of everyone there. You send it in and you get paid millies for it. Go on covers of magazines. Like the potential just for getting the picture, like not only do you keep the moment, like, yeah, I can prove I was here. LeBron scored while I was at the game. Like that's a great keepsake to have.
Right.
And you have the potential to make money if you fucking sell it, if it's worth anything.
Mhm.
But I mean, to sit there and say, "Oh, I can't believe they're all recording." Like everyone's gonna fucking record if they have a phone. Like
Yeah,
we're not living in fucking what's the goddamn island? This North Sentinel Island, where we're wearing fucking tarps around our nuts and throwing spears at fish. Like, no, we're fucking civilized people with phones that we can record these crazy moments.
I think all the old
That
heads.
moment doesn't get captured without the camera. Maybe without the camera phone, but not the camera. Like we wouldn't have that without it.
yeah,
That's
but
why
there's
I thought it
other
was just
there's
stupid.
camera people that get paid to shoot moments like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was stupid. Like if there were phones then, of course they're gonna like
Exactly.
Yeah, shout out Phil Knight for being in that legendary photo. Just
that was pretty cool though. Just
Honestly,
seeing that was sick.
hey, I don't think he even had. Maybe he doesn't even have a cell phone, bro.
I mean, you
come
can't
on, guy, come
fucking
on.
snap a photo on a beeper.
I'm sure he's got a cell phone, bro.
Let's look at his age.
I wonder who's in his contacts, man. He's probably got some
Probably an Android.
legends,
Probably why I didn't get the
legends in the
picture.
contacts.
Or I don't think he goes on his phone. I don't think he has Instagram or Snapchat.
Probably got Facebook.
Yeah, because he's like fucking 75 years old.
Like,
He's old, man. Phil Knight is old.
yeah, he's
Really
been
good.
around forever.
He's got a really good book.
you read it?
I did. I read it last summer. It was really good.
What was it?
It was just about how like his life and how he, Nike in the early days when it was called Blue Ribbon, and how he used to like initially he did all his manufacturing in Japan, so he could go back and forth to Japan. And then he just kind of grew and got athletes on board, like tennis stars and track stars, and just grew from there. And now it's a huge company.
That's more in depth than a description LeBron would ever give about a book. So
Yeah, well, he would only read the first page.
I'm saying. Very, very smart man.
I want to talk about another story on the Lakers too, since we're speaking of LeBron. Do you feel, Smeej, that there is going to be tension on the Lakers with Malik Beasley and Scottie Pippen Jr. on the same team now?
Of course. You have some guy on your team that's literally banged your mom. I'm sure there's gonna be some tension, bro. I mean, how can't there be? Like, if I'm Malik Beasley, the first thing I'm doing while I'm in LA, I'm hitting up Scottie Pippen Jr. and I'm apologizing to him.
You don't want to come out to dinner with
Dude.
your mom and I?
Yeah, that's.
I'm 100% convinced LeBron did that shit on purpose. This man's fucking 40 sitting there. Bro, I need some entertainment. Like, what can I do? What move can I make? And he's like, I want him. Like Malik Beasley banged his mother. And I'm bringing him to the team.
Bro, I didn't even put two together, and then I saw something on Twitter like hours after it happened. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh.
I completely forgot he was. I didn't realize he was in that trade. I just saw like the highlight of the trade, which was D'Lo, and it was just like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, D'Lo is another player. I mean, the guy got traded from the Lakers for ratting out Swaggy P for cheating on Iggy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Now he's back in LA.
Back in the day. Also, Patrick Beverly for Mo Bamba. That's got to be one of the most hilarious trades ever.
That is just wild. You see, Mo Bamba was like packed up within an hour.
Yeah, he was ready. Like he knew he was leaving Orlando. And he was
Dude,
ready to
that
go.
was
He just didn't
wild.
know where he was booking the plane ticket to.
He tweeted how he was like posted with his little moving truck.
Who's Larsa Pippen dating now? It's like Michael Jordan's son, right?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
the funny thing about it all.
dude, that's just disrespectful. Larsa Pippen's a whole thought, bro. She is disgusting. She got banged in Gucci flip flops by Future.
Because Scottie Pippen wouldn't sign a Future's jersey back in the day. One of the most savage moves in history.
Oh, bro, it's too funny,
Larsa Pippen is something else, man. How could she?
dude.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, she is basically a porn star. Like, their kids have the same reputation now. Like,
You slide in her
mom's a
DMs.
thought.
You sliding in her DMs, Steve?
Pardon me?
You're gonna slide in her DMs?
I'm leaving her the hell alone.
Steve doesn't
Send a
want to
pic
catch
of some Gucci flip flops. You're in there, brother.
That thing is looser than a goddamn Texas lasso.
Nice analogy.
Yeah.
That was horrible because those could be tight too. How'd you get to that one?
Definitely was the first thing that popped in his head.
Yeah, first thing
Like-
that popped in my head. I mean, come on,
Who's-
lassos.
DB Cooper.
What?
What?
Just what?
Makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Who are you, bro? Migos just ad libbing shit now? What the hell was that?
DB Cooper.
Mama. Oh, bro.
But Smeej, as the basketball expert, who do you think made the best deal of the, I guess this week?
I think the Lakers killed it. Well, they started off with Rui Hachimura, which I think he's going to complement AD really well.
Mhm.
Yeah, but they lost Thomas Bryant. That man was ready to go for LeBron's. He was ready to get the ball on when LeBron. hit the
Yeah,
rack.
bro. That's probably why he got dished, though.
Yeah, no, report that
He was posted up against a 6'2" point guard asking for the ball, and LeBron's just like, nah.
but them and then Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt coming to LA. And then of course you got Mo Bamba. So I mean, that was a team that was lacking bigs. I mean, as much as you guys want to praise Thomas Bryant, I don't think he was a really good piece in LA. Yeah, I mean, I know that they got rid of Russ too, and it's never going to get reported, but I'm sure Russ was a huge cancer in that locker room.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see what happens with him now. Supposedly he's going to get bought out by Utah.
I mean, it's funny right now because the Magic, they just traded Mo Bamba. They're beating the Nuggets currently live score by 11. The Suns, who made a lot of moves, they're losing to the Hawks by 10 right now. And the Nets, who made the most moves, are winning at halftime against the Bulls.
And Cam Thomas probably has 30 points already.
Look, I get we shit on the Nets, but that defense they have is disgusting.
Yeah,
Cam Thomas has 0 points at halftime.
no way, man. I picked
Joe
up.
Harris has 18.
Damn.
6 of 7 from 3.
So Cam Thomas pretty much had a little dose of Linsanity this past week.
Well, yeah, now he's like now that Dinwiddie is there, he's not really
The guy.
Yeah, he's not that guy.
Yeah. Also, John Wall back in Houston. That's just tough.
He's
That's
definitely
so
getting
funny.
bought out.
There's no way. He was on a pod the other week bashing Houston.
He's getting bought out for sure.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
Houston wanted to be the ones that did it, though.
Yeah. I think they just saw like the compensation for it and they're like, yeah, like save salary cap space because we don't have to pay him next year.
I do
So-
hope he finds a good spot somewhere though. I love John Wall.
Yeah, with all of his injury issues too.
One of the most legendary high school mixtapes of all time.
Austin
Yeah.
Rivers.
Bro, he had one of the greatest songs paired with dance moves of all time. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
The John
I,
Wall.
I had to show my coworker it today. He wasn't. He's a little older than that, so
When they come out, like 5th grade for us.
It was probably like 6th grade, 7th
yeah, it was
grade.
like middle school.
That's like really when I started watching like college basketball for the first time and like I kind of understood what the March Madness tournament was.
That Kentucky team was packed.
Yeah,
It was
Duke
just
and Kentucky building super teams every
Yeah.
year. Missed that.
Bledsoe. That team's a banger.
Yeah, there's so much more parity in college basketball today. I kind of like it.
Dude, top to bottom too. Like anyone can lose any given day at this point.
Duke's crumbling right now. It's
I
weird.
feel like there's also like I guess this year especially there's like really no stud like that's playing college basketball because you talk about like the future like first round picks in 2023 draft. It's gonna be Wembanyama and then Scoot Henderson who both are playing, and then like another G League guys projected top 5. So
Did
and
you
like
guys see the TikTok when Benyama sent out today? It was
no.
like basketball from my height. Let
Oh,
me find it, bro.
I've seen this.
Dude, it is insanity.
I actually have seen that. It's wild,
It looks like the hoop I used to play with in my room,
even with the rim.
my closet. I wouldn't have to
What's
jump.
like man a 6.5 foot hoop?
Let me fucking
Literally.
I should probably pull it up on here, right? That would make more sense.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Well,
It's like when you were kids and you used to lower the hoop all the way just so you could
dude,
dunk.
literally though.
Plays real basketball, 10-foot rim.
Oh yeah. It's like when you first started playing, you joined like a rec league in like 2nd, 3rd grade, and it was like 7-foot hoops, and you can like barely like shoot the ball from like the free throw line and get it to there.
I got a funny story when I was in elementary school. It was picture day and we had PE. And back in elementary school, you got like the 8-foot hoops. And I tried to dunk and I tried to grab the net, tried to go up for the rim, and I fell and just smacked my face.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah.
That is unreal. Look how he just palms the ball too.
Bro, the basketball looks so small. It's ridiculous. Watch his block.
Guy is so tiny.
But he's
This
probably
guy's
like
probably, like-
6'2".
Yeah, he's probably like my height.
That's wild, bro. Come on.
That's insane.
Come on.
I'll be real with you guys. I think this guy is a better prospect than Braun.
Oh, this man's got a future. 100%.
Oh yeah.
You think
I
he's
think
gonna
he
feel
just needs
out?
a little more muscle.
Yeah, you think he's injury prone?
They just got to put him on the Giannis plan. What Milwaukee did to Giannis, because when Giannis got drafted, that man was a twig.
Yeah.
And we'll see with Chet too. I remember I came on the pod a couple months ago and I was saying that that Chet wouldn't pan out that well because of his figure and all that. And yeah, so I mean I'm curious to see him just take the floor next year.
The Thunder in like 5 years are going to be the most disgusting team in the league.
Utah
Oh,
too.
for sure.
Bro,
Utah's gonna be nasty too.
Utah. The Thunder have like picks that are just like I think they have 1 first round this upcoming draft, and then they have like 4, 3, 2, and 2.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see them develop SGA more. He's
disgusting. He just needs to develop an outside shot.
I went to a game versus when they played the Knicks here at MSG a couple months ago, and he dropped like 50.
Yeah, he torched Florida when he played for Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
In that game, and he just
Classic.
I don't remember that. Was that in Gainesville?
Yeah, I mean they play. He dropped like I think like 30.
Yeah, I remember seeing some guys in college. I remember seeing Scottie Pippen Jr.
Yeah,
He scored like 2 points.
I remember seeing Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards. I remember Jabari Smith. We saw
Tyrese Maxey.
some names for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oscar Tshiebwe, I think is the most overrated college basketball player of all time. But that's just me.
I mean, he's good. He's not that good. But I mean, like I said, there's not really a single like good prospect like in the league. Like, yeah, Edie is good for Purdue, but like he'll be decent in the league, but he's not gonna start.
Yeah.
Isn't there a stud at Alabama right now?
Yeah, the guards or whatever. And or is those the guards from Arkansas? Like one of the red SE school teams. They have like 2 guards projected top 10 that are dirty.
Didn't one of their murder someone this year?
I
Who?
think that was man, what school was that? That was like,
I think it was Bama.
oh yeah, it was Bama.
Oh yeah, the guy that got arrested.
Yeah, for killing someone.
Yeah, that was Bama. That was like a guy that like didn't play on Bama. It was like he averaged like 2 minutes a game.
Yeah. I think someone on the Eagles too just got arrested for murder. Oh, it was rape.
Yeah, for rape.
We've talked
Right.
about this.
Talk
Yeah,
about
On the
him.
last
He's full of
episode,
shit.
go check it out.
don't check it out. With this
Yeah.
guy don't deserve any attention.
What? What'd you say?
I said the guy doesn't deserve any attention.
That's
But go
fair.
watch it for the rest of the episode if you want.
Yeah,
Skip
Click
that
on the
part.
little picture of the
you'll have
dog
the
right here
timestamps
somewhere.
in the description, so just skip that part.
Yeah, yeah, whatever.
It's in Weapon of the Week, so just skip that entirely.
Was he the weapon of the week last week?
I think he was mine.
Smeej, you got a weapon this week?
Weapon is in what? What do you mean?
Just
Like mine was the Turkey earthquake.
Oh yeah, like either like a player,
Like just something.
something that's like has like negatively affected you or like pissed you off or like society as a whole or someone.
Kanye West. That's my weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
didn't do anything this week. That's the thing.
This week,
Yeah, it's gotta be like this.
It's got to be from this week.
Pat Riley.
Valid. I like that, Smeej. I like that.
Pat
Atta
Riley
boy.
today, bro. Put me in a bad mood.
Yeah, bro. Put me one too.
I think there was
Yeah.
I
What
think
about Michael Irvin? Didn't Michael Irvin get like suspended Super Bowl week for like allegations?
Yeah.
I think he hit a girl or something.
Mm.
Something or he touched someone.
All right. Smeej, so I guess before we do the draft, what are your predictions? Like, who do you think is going to make the conference finals in the East and the West? Who do you think is going to come out? Who do you think is going to win the championship this year?
I think your team is going to win it all this year. But I think in the East,
Not gonna happen.
yeah, oh yeah, bro, you guys are stacked.
Well, now that you said it, it's not going to happen.
Muscala too.
Atta boy, Smeej.
So
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Them and I see them playing the Sixers. Honestly, I think Philly's got a really good squad. Embiid's obviously going off again, and Harden, he's come back from injury. He's looked really good. And then the West is going to be. My prediction right now, if I had to guess, Suns. That's what I'm going with right now. I think Suns are going to go on an absolute tear once KD starts to gel with that team.
Back from injury too, right?
I feel like CP3 is gonna, pedal to the metal it with KD. Like you don't want to fuck around. That man's ring or bust this year. 100%.
If I had to choose someone else in the West that I could see, I think Denver could come out of it too. Jokic is playing unbelievable. It's crazy to think that dude's about to get his third MVP in a row. He doesn't.
He may not.
He may not, but I mean, he's
looking
putting
like it.
numbers right now.
Like it, yeah.
And
There's two other people in my head that I think equally or deserve it more. But
You got Tatum and
Embiid.
Giannis, Embiid.
Yeah.
I think Embiid's going to be shouted by Jokic again. It sucks because you want to see him get his fair opportunity, but I mean, Jokic is just playing out of his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ja said, he plays in the West.
Ja Morant ate his words, bro.
Shout out to Ja Morant. Never gonna make it out the West. Glad
I saw a tweet. Ja Morant's the only NBA player he's the only player trying to make it out of the NBA.
I think now Sacramento is 3. Just looking at the standings.
Yeah, Sacramento is dirty.
Dude,
They're
Fox.
so underrated.
Yeah.
Fox and Sabonis is a nasty combo.
The bonus is having a year, bro.
Yeah.
It's just a shame nobody wants to play in Sacramento.
Yeah.
No.
I saw a tweet today that said the Pacific Division now includes LeBron, Steph, KD, Devin Booker, AD, Kawhi, Paul George, Draymond, Clay, and Chris Paul, and the Sacramento Kings lead the division. Like, what is life, bro? That's nuts. I mean, they've been balling this year. I mean, props to them.
Okay, but is that the most stacked division this year? I think it is.
Yeah, in
I'm
terms of
trying to
talent,
think of one that's not.
name recognition and like just talent alone, yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, I guess the only runner up would be um Atlantic Division, right? Or no, what's the
The
one that's
I wouldn't say Atlantic.
is that the one the Celtics are in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have said Atlantic before because Brooklyn, but now Brooklyn has
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything's kind of like evened out. And then you look at the Pacific Division and it's just like, holy shit.
yeah, just the names alone.
It's crazy.
Okay. What's KD's legacy, bro? Can we talk about this? Because it's really bothering me.
Great scorer.
I'm not impressed with KD's like
It's a bit.
anything.
Yeah.
I think it's just disappointed me at this point. He's been a super team follower for years.
Yeah, he's the ring chaser.
I think the number one problem is he doesn't care anymore. I mean, he's
I mean, they bashed him so hard, like it's hard to care anymore.
He just wants to stay relevant and he wants to like be in contention. Like you look at every team he's ever been on, he hasn't necessarily been on a team that hasn't had another like star player. Like he's had basically a big three his entire like basketball career.
Yeah.
Besides, I guess the guy besides like Seattle when he first was like his first years in the league, but like ever since he started getting the name recognition.
You look at LeBron though, post 2010. I mean, he's been on amazing teams.
Yeah, but when it comes down to it, it's only him usually out there when it's at the end.
Yeah. I mean, Game 7, 2016, Kyrie. That was Kyrie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is with Durant now recently, it's just been like, all right, like you had him, Steph, and Clay and Draymond, which is arguably the best regular season team ever. And then he won rings with them. Then you have Kyrie, Harden, and Durant, and you figure that might be the best super team in terms of name and talent of all time up there. And then now he's with Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and DeAndre Ayton. And that team, just from on paper, it's like, yeah, if I had to gun to my head and pick a team that I'm gonna have win a game, it's probably gonna be the Suns. So
it is bothersome, Mondo, because you want to look back and be like, oh my God, he was such a great player and like such a fun guy to watch. But then you look at the teams that
But
he was
it's
on.
like, well, yeah, no wonder why he was fun. No one's guarding him because they're guarding like 8 other people who are way better at some point. And maybe that's just like Steph, but I mean, there's no denying that KD's life is so much easier with all the talent that surrounds him.
he gets so much one-on-ones, and for his like body type and like length,
of course
and,
he's gonna win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just makes the stretch 4 position look so easy because he'll just drag every single person that's bigger than him. They're not necessarily taller, but like bigger build wise out, and he'll just either beat him with a jump shot because his jump shot is silky smooth, or just drive to the bucket and beat him with his first step.
Yeah. Like if KD stayed though, like I would have more respect for him.
No, I the thing is I'd have more respect, but I'd hate it because every single day you just hear him bitch.
Stay where? AC or Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
I think the respect was thrown out the window once he joined Golden State.
Yeah, but I feel like if he loses Harden and Kyrie and he sticks it out with Brooklyn and he, has marginal success, like at minimum, he makes, the conference finals, right? Then it's like, okay, like I believe KD is like, he's that guy when he needs to be. Yeah. But he's never been in a position where he had to like be that guy. I've never, like, can you think of a time where he's like delivered as having to be that guy for an entire franchise?
The only year I would say is his MVP season, where he was clear cut the best player on that court or on his team, and it wasn't even close. But I mean, they didn't even really get that far that year. No, they made the Western Conference Finals, but
but that was before Golden State.
Yeah,
like I loved KD during OKC, He was like my favorite player to watch, up and coming superstar. Like getting to see him and LeBron battle for years would have been awesome. But now we're watching him just kind of coast his career away.
Well, he
Yeah.
knows he's
Trying
towards
to-
the end of his career, and he probably only has a couple more seasons left, especially with legs like his. So
Yeah.
And
figured might as well. What does he have? 2 rings right now?
got 2.
Yeah.
Got
Try to
2.
catch up to LeBron.
He might get one this year. It would not shock me.
I want CP3 to get one. Finally.
Yeah.
It's
Happy for
overdue.
Stein. You got to be happy for him.
That's the only person I'm really happy for. And actually, no, it's a trio. I'm happy for D-Book, CP3, and Seth Stein.
Yeah.
That's the trio I'm happy for.
I'm happy that they're out of my division. Every single one.
Yeah, I am happy as well that they're out of our conference.
And
Well, I guess
Tweed, if you're
Harden's still
listening,
there, but it's just hard.
Tweed's listening. I feel so sorry for you guy.
I don't.
I don't at all. Tweed sat there and shat on the Heat over and over again, even though we continue to smoke Brooklyn every time we play them. And he would just sit there and say how much better the Nets will always be. And not once did they finish better. Like they were terrible, bro. Terrible.
I remember when
Man.
the Celtics swept Brooklyn last year in the playoffs. Hod went off in the group chat. That's
Yeah, I
weird.
do remember that. Tweet texts me. He's like, "Is Hod mad at me?" I was like, "Bro, no." He's like, "Don't worry about it. That's just Hod."
That was in the phase where every single Celtics game, I would go to Dawg with like Jake Bursk and like Dave and just watch all the NBA games. We'd go from like 6 till like midnight. So
Yeah.
I'd just be pissed drunk every night.
Dude,
Like
that
graduation.
era was hilarious because anytime Tweed would like the Nets would do something bad and like lose, or the Heat would win, or one of those two scenarios, and someone would immediately drop the video of him dancing at the tailgate every single time without fail. It was so funny, bro. So funny.
Otsko, what was the wordle that you did when the Celtics swept them?
I said it was Tweed teams sucks. Tweed loser.
It was priceless.
That's awesome, bro. All right. Shall we get into the draft so we can wrap this up?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. So today's draft is Super Bowl halftime shows. We will only do 4 rounds today because there aren't that many like the tiers are so far apart, and I guess everyone's kind of the same with that. So we'll only do 4 picks each. What we'll do, Smeej, you're the guest. You'll go first.
Cool.
And then we'll do, I guess we'll just kind of go Hod, Beeve, me. Just kind of do that.
Yeah, that works.
All right.
So my first
Hod,
pick.
yeah, Hod, let us know when you're ready.
Yeah. 2 seconds, and I'll be
take
good.
your time.
'Cause I'm adjusting it. But yeah, you can start talking about your picks.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So with my first pick, straight off the bat, I'm gonna go Janet Jackson.
That was my first too, bro.
Your first one?
So I think
Dude,
that's
that's the lock.
and it's crazy too because a lot of people like when they think of that performance, they obviously think about what happened at the end.
Mhm.
But that was a great. I mean, I was 4 years old, but like just doing my research and watching it.
Doing your research.
That was a great like doing my research, Beef. I had to do some research. No, dude, she killed it. And then obviously JT had to come in and accidentally ripped off her shirt and revealed her
Sight.
that's the world. But yeah, it was a crazy sight to see. So that's my number 1 overall pick. No brainer too.
Okay. Who's up next?
You had.
Oh, it's me. Oh, I was not prepared for this. Let me consult with my picks. I have 2 picks in mind. Both were 2 of my personal favorites, or I guess 2 of my favorites. I'm actually gonna go to 2 years ago, and I'm gonna pick The Weeknd's performance,
That was a good one.
2021.
Yeah, the kind of like the Hall of Mirrors that he was like he wasn't even on stage for like most of it.
Yeah, but I mean, that was when his album dropped, and he like closed with Blinding Lights. He did Starboy, like it
He
was
was
just
on top of the world.
yeah. So
Good pick. My pick, I'm gonna go with Bruno Mars.
yeah,
Just
that was the other one I was in
great
between.
performance. He came out banging the drums, then he did like Locked Out of Heaven. He
Mhm.
closed it out with Just the Way You Are, had the whole stadium singing. It was at MetLife. It was like they tried to make it like the first cold Super Bowl, but it wasn't even that cold. And I don't know, it was just a great performance.
Yeah, nice pick.
All right. I got back to back. First, just give me the Katy Perry one. I talked about it last episode, bro. That's my favorite of all time, riding the big ass lion. You got the little sharks out here just fucking vibing. It was such a good show that you were just sitting there. You're like, damn, bro, I forgot a football game's still happening. Like, you're so locked in on all the bullshit she's got going on around. Like, at one point, they're in the jungle. Next, they're at the beach. Like, how do you keep up? No one knows. So it was like just a legendary show. And the next one is last year's Dre, Snoop, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick, and 50 Cent. I mean, I'm a rap guy. You get that kind of talent on stage, you're guaranteed to be in my list. Also, though, they actually won an Emmy for Outstanding Variety Special. That was live, and it's the only halftime show to ever do that. So it's got a little validation there as well.
I'm
But
just gonna put Dr. Dre's dash Snoop dash 2022 because I'm not fitting all those names in.
just do 2022 and then just do the picture of them.
Yeah.
Snoop in his bright blue.
All right, who's up?
Yeah, my next pick, I'm gonna go with Prince. I mean, like that performance was just like legendary. He was just shredding the entire time. He didn't even do like his own song. He did like a couple covers, but the last song was Purple Rain, just in the pouring rain. I mean,
It
like
was incredible.
absolutely classic moment. Like, oh, it was so good. You guys gotta watch it again. But yeah, so Prince is my second pick.
Yeah, that's that's a good one. My next one is Maroon 5's in
Fuck.
2019. I mean, Maroon, they just have some classics and they delivered on that. Plus, that one was filled with a bunch of controversy because they couldn't get the stars that they wanted to come out because of the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, but they still delivered. And it was, yeah, I'm a big Maroon 5
Not
guy.
to mention Sweet Victory was the song that opened.
Yeah,
Oh, that was that year.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was gonna be my pick just because of that. Who's up next?
It's you. You got 2 back to back.
Cool. So I'm gonna go with MJ in
Yeah.
93. I don't know if you guys ever watched that. Actually I've seen it like a couple years ago. The way he came out. He was literally standing on stage and for like maybe 4 to 5 minutes doing nothing, and the entire crowd was just going crazy. Like just that guy's presence was able to like just shake everyone in the crowd and have everyone just go ballistic just at the sight of him. So I think that in itself, and obviously him performing all of his hits like Billie Jean and you know, Thriller and all that. That was definitely a memorable performance that I wish I was alive for. And then after that, I'm gonna go with J Lo and Shakira. Two very
Great one.
during halftime show.
My boys know why. They know.
Yeah, that's my pick.
Nice. For mine, I am going to go with another more recent one. And that is someone again, kind of from that 2010s era, us growing up. I'm gonna go with Lady Gaga in that 2017 one. I mean,
Banger.
that was like after her time, so like all of her hits were already out, and she just dominated. Of course, she wore something extravagant, and yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to pick like some of the classic ones just because like we weren't even alive for it, and like I couldn't tell you like
that's why I'm trying to
I
stick to the ones I remember.
yeah, like there's only so many that I actually remember. So I mean, with this next one, I'm gonna go with Coldplay, because like I didn't think it was like the greatest performance by any means, but like they got some bangers and like they know how to rock a stadium.
Yeah,
And I think they took advantage of their moment, so I'm going with Coldplay.
nice.
Well, halftime shows tough to overlook one that caused crazy controversy. Let's go all the way back 2013. Beyonce, Destiny's Child reunion, super show, absolutely massive. 33-minute blackout because of the performance. Greatest Super Bowl ever. I mean, that's just a legendary moment that people will never forget, and you can't knock it.
Yeah,
And then the last one, where'd my list go? I'm stuck between two. I don't know which two to do or which one to do. Fuck, man. Bro, I guess one that kind of stuck out to me that I liked a lot was Madonna with LMFAO.
yeah. Fuck you. That was gonna be my
Just
pick.
the legendary crossover event that no one saw coming.
Yeah.
That was gonna be my entire thing. God damn it.
Didn't she have like MIA on the
She
British
had
rapper?
Nicki Minaj, MIA. She had like
MIA like said
CeeLo
something.
Green in the middle of his superstardom. Like it was insane.
MIA said like a bad word, like a really bad word or something. I forgot what, but it was like controversy. Maybe I don't know.
Who?
So MIA
Yeah,
got one song.
it's okay.
Is it my pick?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, could I pick Rihanna?
You can do whatever you want.
Sure.
I'm gonna pick Rihanna. I already know. I already know this is gonna be one of the greatest performances
I
ever.
think it is too, and I was really hoping you weren't gonna think about that. But you outsmarted me because I was gonna take her next.
But I mean, come on, she's Rihanna. Like, I honestly I like Rihanna more than Beyonce. That's probably a hot take, but I think she's goated. I think it's gonna be awesome. I'm just like I'm wondering what her set list is gonna look like, kind of what she's gonna close with, what she's gonna open with.
Yeah.
Because like she has bangers to put in between, but is she gonna sing a ballad? Like, what's going on here? She
Try
gonna
that.
bring ASAP Rocky. She's bringing out someone, right? Who's it gonna be?
Exactly. No one knows.
Imagine Eminem pops out second year in a row.
Dude, it would.
Love the
How
way
hype
you
would
lie.
ASAP Rocky be? Oh, or Eminem.
When Drake pops out for "What's My Name."
Oh, that would be sick.
Or, what's the other one? Take Care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be so sick.
She brought out Kanye and Paul McCartney for 4 or 5 seconds.
Yo, imagine Kanye rolls up, bro.
Man,
Oh my God. I would pay to see that.
I mean,
That would be legendary.
A Kanye West Super Bowl halftime show would be absolutely nuts if he didn't go off the fucking rockers.
Oh yeah.
I got a question for you guys. Do you, when you have to pee during the Super Bowl, do you go during the game or during the commercials?
Well, that's such a good question.
I go during the commercials.
I really
The
feel
commercials
like
have been
it says a lot
lackluster.
about your character, which way you choose.
The commercials have been lackluster though, because there's not much like stuff that they can do now. Back in the day when they used to be like no like limits and what you can say and do and stuff in commercials were
Yeah.
so much better. But now with like anything you do or like say in commercials can be taken like against you in either just like a generic sense way or politically, which is what most people will turn it out to be because everything is involved in politics nowadays in our country. So
Yeah, I remember one of my favorite Super Bowl memories was last year when we were in the house watching the game, and me and Beeve decided to order a pizza, and Beeve, Beeve ordered some Domino's. You know, can't go wrong with some Domino's, and we're starving, haven't eaten all day, ready to just feast during this game. And Beeve orders the pizza, and it's taking a little long to get there. And I'm like, Beeve, do you know where it is? And he's like, Nah, man, it will be here soon, bro. And about 20 more minutes goes by, and I'm like, Beeve, like, any update? He's like, Yeah, no, I'll go take a look. And he goes on his computer and he goes, Oh shit, Smeej, I ordered it to my house in South Florida.
I ordered 2 pies. What a waste of money. My parents were out too, and like they said that when they got back, like the fucking boxes were open. Like I guess like raccoons or something got it.
Dude, I honestly don't think any memory will be when we were off campus junior year.
Oh, yeah.
But Bucks Chiefs.
Yeah, that was fun.
I'm watching the game. The game ends. All of a sudden, I look outside, and there goes that man, Austin fucking Hart, streaking with the bottle of Henny above his head, all the way down University, just going. I was just like, I was just dumbfounded. I couldn't believe it. It was just the most legendary memory ever. And only a handful of people saw it. It was
That'll
crazy.
be us, bro. That'll be us when the Finns finally decide to pull it out.
Dude, I'm going butt ass naked in the roads. I'm flipping cars. I'm going wild. Like when that day comes, man, I'm going fucking crazy.
I might cry, honestly.
We all got to do a little reunion for the parade.
Oh, I'm about.
I mean, you're speculating a lot. It's got to happen first.
Next year, 2023. This is our year.
Let's go.
How do not know what a winning season looks like?
Who's up in the draft? Is
I think it's me. It's me.
I forgot we were drafted.
Oh yeah, I've been just inserting the photos. But yeah, with my last pick, I'm gonna go with someone that's performed multiple times at a Super Bowl halftime show. Most recently, again, one I remember, 2018, and I'm gonna go with Justin Timberlake.
Rise from the halftime ashes.
Yeah, but he also performed with who else but the number one pick in this draft, Janet Jackson.
Way to tie it up.
Nah, it was pretty good.
You got one más, sir.
Who's up? Me?
Yeah, last pick in the draft.
All right. So I was between two picks here. One of them, just from like a nostalgia standpoint, the first Super Bowl I ever watched in 2010. The Who. That was the Saints Colts Super Bowl. And seeing that, I didn't really like know who they were when I was 10 years old, but I just thought like that was such a cool thing like to watch, especially watching your first Super Bowl, just seeing, you know, them perform in front of everyone and the show they put on. But I was looking at the list of, you know, who performed in recent years, and my last pick's gonna go Black Eyed Peas.
And
yes, bro.
Just thinking about,
dude, I completely forgot about that. That was great.
But I think I'll be honest. I think the Black Eyed Peas is one of the most underrated groups of all time. Just because
for sure.
Sure.
I thought they'd have to be a must on my list. So that's gonna be my last pick.
Wow, that is
way to round out the draft. That might be the steal of the draft.
Well, for sure, man. That wasn't even on my radar.
No. All right. Go over final standing, or I guess not final standings, but final draft. Smeej took Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, J-Lo and Shakira, and the Black Eyed Peas. I took The Weeknd, Maroon 5, Lady Gaga, and Timberlake. Beeve took Bruno, Prince, Coldplay, and Rihanna. And Mondo took Katy Perry, the 2022 Dr. Dre, Snoop, whoever, Beyonce and Destiny's Child, and Madonna. That's the draft.
Solid across the board, to be honest.
Are we doing honorable?
One
Yeah, we'll do honorable
each.
mention.
I got one.
I mean, like, let's just all chip in because I feel like there's not that many left, I guess, in terms of that we remember. So I guess, like, we could just all chip them in and talk about them.
I got a good one.
Go ahead.
1984. UF and FSU marching bands.
No
That was
way.
the halftime show.
No,
Yo,
Swear to
that's a-
God, bro.
That's a good transition of mine. Tom Petty, 2008.
Yes.
That was the Giants. David
Mondo,
Tyree
what year was
catch.
that?
1984.
That's so funny, man.
Tom Petty, my first Giants Super Bowl.
That was a good one, Tom Petty.
I'm
I was
gonna
gonna-
say, or go ahead, Hod.
I was gonna say the Rolling Stones in 2006.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say U2. They did it was like right after 9/11. They did like a 9/11 tribute,
Yep.
and like Bono, like I feel like U2 is just made for stadiums.
Yeah. Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
What about the worst ones?
the worst one had to be the I think it was the Aerosmith one. That
Yeah.
one was awful.
That one wasn't fun. Yeah.
I thought
Aerosmith and like what was it? NSYNC, like the band.
There was like a ton of people. It was like a mashup of like everyone from like kind of like last year, except just worse people.
yeah. No offense, I thought the Madonna one was awful.
I didn't really
It-
like
I mean,
kind of it is cool.
I don't really care to defend it.
Oh, I'm reading it right now. MIA gave the middle finger. That's what was so controversial.
Yeah.
What's up, beef? Why are you calling out my pick like that?
I remember being really, besides the sweet victory SpongeBob part, I remember being very underwhelmed with the Travis performance. Just because
Yeah.
I raged that much, on stages compared to like his concerts.
The Sweet Victory one, that was sick though.
That was so fun. Yeah.
Who do you see realistically like doing it next year?
That's a good
I
question.
could see like a Dua Lipa type person.
I could see an
Taylor
Eric-
Swift hasn't done it. Harry Styles will probably do it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Without a
Harry
doubt.
Styles. Oh yeah, he'll probably do next year for sure. We might have just did some here.
Yeah. That's a
Drake, I'll probably never pick
good
Drake.
prediction.
Hear me out. 21 Savage.
Dude, you know I'd be about that. 100%.
I thought you were gonna say 21 Pilots.
No. 21's been putting out bangers this entire year.
It'll
You
be
gotta
Harry.
think it's gonna be Jay-Z, like his atmosphere. So whoever's in that atmosphere is probably gonna be
Rock Nation type shit.
Or
yeah.
Rihanna could bring out Jay-Z for a little run this town.
Dude, I mean that would work well. He was just
Or
named
for
the
Umbrella. He
greatest
was on
rapper of
Umbrella,
all
too.
time.
Yeah, he was on Umbrella.
hear me out. Part 2, Palm Threes. We're making it to the Super Bowl next year, boys. It's
On
gonna
threes.
Oh yeah. You're out of your goddamn mind with that one, pal.
What?
I said he's out of his goddamn mind with that one, pal.
doing it.
We need a few more hits.
Yeah. We have one. We have one in the making. But
In the
Dude.
making, I mean,
we wrote it last year. We just never recorded it.
well,
No,
here
we
I got a
probably-
microphone
Record it
here.
now.
Let's do
No,
it.
we did like a little performance and it didn't get received well.
Hey, you know what we'll do? We will have a halftime show during our podcast for the Super Bowl special, and you three will perform.
I'm sick that day.
Well, that's tough because you're missing the greatest podcast episode we've ever made.
Oh shit.
We made a hit. We made a
Hey,
hit.
stay tuned if you're watching. It's gonna be incredible. Guaranteed. Maybe a couple celebrity cameos.
Maybe.
Just don't know. Just don't know.
Yeah, right now I'm looking forward to Rihanna. I think it's gonna be fantastic.
Yep.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, Smeej, thank you for hopping on, brother. Always a pleasure.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
And with that, thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, share with everyone you know, help us grow, get us, what we need to give you even better content. We're working with what we got. We're trying to get better every day. It's our goal. But yeah, if you like this episode, definitely subscribe. Stay tuned for the Super Bowl special. This is going to be an incredibly complicatedly edited episode, not like how we normally do the podcast. So stay tuned. You're going to love it. I guarantee it. Just trust me on that. And we will see you on the special. Peace.